Holy hummingbirds! This is Flight Check, Season 4, Episode 13. We're back, once again, truly talking all aspects of FlyQuest this evening. My name, as always, is Sandy Toes, and to my left and my extra left, my fellow host, Noxwar, and Curly Double Q. Fellas, MSI keeps on rolling without FlyQuest, so without any League of Legends to speak of, besides a few minor things here and there that we'll probably bring up. Are you ready to talk about Counter-Strike, Melee, and all kinds of things that we are completely unqualified to discuss?
Absolutely.
Excellent.
Yep.
We've been hard at work reviewing matches and games and sets. Me definitely not watching a lot of stuff in the last hour and a half on 2x speed or over the weekend, things like that. Curly found the best site ever for, or one of the best sites ever for CS2 items. But we'll just start off with a bit of a banger. Nox, you just went and saw Fall Guy, right? Can you give us the...
Yeah.
Can you give
us
us
the... I did.
I need the review. We're bringing back Nox's movie reviews for this episode.
It is really, really fun, actually. It is definitely a love letter to stuntmen, basically.
Yeah.
Anything and everything in this movie that you can think of that stuntmen can do, like they do in this movie. There's fight scenes, there's car crashes, there's jumping out of helicopters, there's boat crashes, there's sea, land, air, anything stunt-wise you can think of, they do it in this movie, and they do it well. And it knows like that it's supposed to not be fully 100% serious, and it has fun with itself, and it does not take itself too seriously. I had a great time with it. The chemistry between Ryan Gosling and Emily Blunt is fantastic as well.
Nice.
Just go see it. It's just a fun movie.
Sick. Love it. Curly, have you seen any movies or shows lately that are worth discussing?
I don't know. I've been lacking in the media intake. I saw a metal show on Saturday or Friday, so go see live music. That's my big thing.
You are speaking right up Sandy's alley, by the way.
Just make sure the bartender isn't potentially on drugs and accidentally calls you a dick. It will make the experience way more enjoyable.
Nice. I like it. I have not watched anything in the last week or so that's been my existence. We had a big dinner party for my wife's birthday on Friday, and it's funny, the dish is called Marry Me Chicken, which apparently is like blowing up on TikTok.
I've heard of this, and I don't know why.
I guess it's blowing up on TikTok or whatever. I didn't know, but it's just ironic that I'm now making it 8 months after getting married. You know, it's like, I don't know if it's 8-month anniversary chicken, or stay with me forever chicken. I'm not sure exactly.
I feel like I just got back from Boston. What do you mean you've been married 8 months?
Funnily enough, the New York Times, this was where I got the recipe from. You can go into the comments, and people were joking. It should be called Marry Me Chicken, but Divorce Me Cleanup afterwards, because it was a bit of a mess making this whole thing.
So, real quick, just like not the full recipe or anything, but what is the rundown of this chicken?
Yeah, sure.
I'm curious.
Look, we've got all kinds of time tonight. This could be the recipe episode right here. All right, so this you just do a simple salt, pepper, flour, dredge the chicken.
Okay.
You fry it all up, and once it's all done, you are going to do some garlic. And you're also frying the chicken in both butter and oil. So there's a lot of grease and goodness in the bottom.
But there was a lot of flavor in that.
A lot of flavor in that. And then you're going to do a lot of garlic. So really caramelize some tomato paste. Caramelizing the tomato paste is key, I think, in this recipe.
Okay.
And then some oregano, red pepper flakes, just amount of which depends on your spice level. and then you're gonna get some chicken stock in there. It calls for heavy cream. We did coconut cream actually, and you couldn't even taste the coconut. I think the coconut flavor cooked right out, but it was healthier than heavy cream. And then you just kind of let that cook down for a while. And then you just throw your chicken back in on top, and it coats the chicken real nice, and you call it a day. And, I won't say it got rave reviews, but no one got food poisoning. So,
You know what? Well, let's be
That's
going on
good.
the
That's a
past
good
week.
start.
That's a plus.
No one got a stomach bug. So we'll take it. Big, money moves right there.
So, I guess final question then. So today happens to be my 7-month anniversary.
Whoa.
So should I be making this tonight?
Here's what I'll warn you. You're gonna need like at least an hour and a half. So if we're
not
getting
then.
out of here at like 8:15, 8:30 your time, I recommend something a lot quicker, like boxed mac and cheese or something,
Noted.
or
Got
like
it. Okay.
leftovers or something to that extent. So
I'll just save this for the 8-month anniversary. then.
Perfect.
We'll plan it for
I've got
next
a
month.
quick tomato sauce recipe that you can whip up in 15 to 20 minutes.
hey,
so.
there you go. That's all you need.
Okay.
Perfect. All right. Well, we're going to talk a lot about a whole different bunch of things. I am going to bring up a couple very small League of Legends things because I just wanted to get your takes on this. Because I don't think we discussed it yet. But Licorice and Sven back in the LCS for summer. Going to Dignitas, both of them. And to make this FlyQuest related, where does this put your very preliminary power rankings? Do you see Dignitas more in a contending space now with these two new additions?
Yes. I think as much as I love Tomo, and I really, really think Tomo should be in the LCS, unfortunately, Sven is still, even with all of his time off and his time away from AD carry, is just a better AD carry.
Yeah.
It's an upgrade that is very much needed, that is going to bring a lot of firepower to this team. The other thing is, I think while Rich was probably one of the best laning top laners in the league, I think he really struggled to work with his team to find success. And I don't know if that's a communication issue or something else, but I truly believe in Licorice's ability to have better communication with his team than what Rich was able to provide. So, yes, at the end of the day, this Dignitas team got way, way scarier, and I would not be surprised to see them go up the rankings and be a contender possibly to go to Worlds.
Yeah, I can absolutely, see it, even as far as contending for Worlds. Curly, what about you? What are your thoughts?
Definitely upgrades all around. Particularly Licorice. I'm really hot on that acquisition for Dignitas. That being said, they also had what I consider to be a pretty solid team last summer. When they still had Jensen and Santor, and so it's really going to be on the back end more for me that I'm looking towards. Can the org use these good players effectively? So that's really what it always kind of boils down to me with Dignitas and Immortals. Honestly, it's less about who they put in the front and more about who they put in the back. Because I think stuff that transcends seasons are kind of what affects their performance.
Mm-hmm.
And so, it's had things change in the background. That's what I'm going to be looking at more. But glad to see Eric Ritchie back in play, and we should always ban Malphite whenever we play against them.
Yeah.
I never want to relive that ever again.
2023 spring losers finals. Yeah, absolutely no. I'm okay not having to see that ever again. All right. Yeah, I mean, for my part, I think huge upgrade for this team, and I think it definitely shunts them into the top 4. I don't know about top 3, but definitely in that top 4 space. And on the right day, a team like C9 underperforming once again, I could see some interesting stuff happening. So yeah, we'll see. We did finally get the date for LCS. It'll be June 14th is when that's going on. So, we'll be ready and waiting for LCS to return after, quite a long long break. MSI ends in a week. It's like
Crazy.
next Sunday, Sunday morning. And then we're going to have like a month of no League of Legends, which is going to be criminal. I don't know when NACL is supposed to boot back up. I have a feeling because they usually go like a week before LCS, or at least they did this past split. So we'll see. We might have some NACL to discuss.
I mean, I don't know who's purchased them, but just a fun little tidbit. I know Wildcard Gaming sold their spot,
Oh,
so that's a
really?
fun little
Whoa.
thing for NACL.
Oh, wow.
But yeah, I don't know who's purchased the spot yet, but I know that org is gone out of the NACL.
Oh, that's interesting. That's a bit of a surprise. They've been around for a while.
Isn't Cloud9 sponsoring a team as well, or partnering with a team?
Yes, they partnered with Blue Otter, the new recent org that promoted into the NACL after this past promotion split. And for those of you who are maybe not aware of who Blue Otter is they are a competitive tournament organization. So your rally cries, your oh shoot, why am I blanking on other tournament organizers? Either way, a bunch of different tournament
Battle
organizers.
Fives, Start.gg's, kind of.
Yeah, that kind of thing, but for like the NA LCS scene, right? Risen Esports, Unified, XLNC, those guys. That's what I was trying to find. They're pretty much the equivalent. So there's like Blue Otter League, and this was like the equivalent of their challenger team, quote unquote. And they ended up promoting. They're in the NACL, and so Cloud9 has made it a point to partner with them, and so there's no financial incentives for them whatsoever. A lot of it is just social media. Cloud9 coaching staff get access to pretty much all their VODs and reviews, and they can have inputs on the team if they want to make any changes. And basically, if any of their players are looking good, Cloud9 has the ability to just snag them at any point in time, which, I mean, for the players is great, right? For the org, like, this doesn't sound like a great deal, but I think in general, I'm kind of okay with it in the sense of, hey, there's a bigger spotlight on these players and it gives them a better opportunity, hopefully in the future, to maybe make it into LCS. So
Yeah.
all that's still good by my in my book.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, I'll be interested to see what that partnership winds up looking like, if the players feel like it's worth it, stuff like that. All right. I think that's all we got for LCS. So let's dive into the real meat of tonight's episode, which I'm actually pretty excited to talk about. We're going to talk some FlyQuest Counter-Strike, and we have to start off with, as of today, actually, as of only a little bit ago, the FlyQuest Counter-Strike team is now ranked 14th in the world.
Wow. Okay, literally before the stream,
Yeah.
last I checked, it was like 20th or 21st or something.
Yeah,
So
no,
that's actually
jumped
incredible.
6 spots.
So prior to ESL Pro League 19, 20th place, and they kind of got put into 20th place in the middle of the tournament. It was kind of after they broke out of groups and made it to bracket stage. And now, up to 14th, which is really, really awesome. For the core, per HLTV, for the core part of this roster, this team has been in the top 30 for 38 weeks straight now, which is great. I mean, that's, getting
So pretty good.
that's some real consistency over time. So, big moves for them. They have a few tournaments coming up. They've got IEM Dallas, and then they should also actually have ESL Challenger League Season 47 coming up as well, or the ending of that, I believe. But yeah, big moves at Pro League 19. So last week, they ended up taking down, as I pull up the bracket, which is escaping my my site at this time. Here we go. So they make it to bracket stage and wind up taking down Bet Boom 2-1 in what was actually like a
It was a very close series, but it was like a good series.
It was like a close, good series, but not in a like, oh my god, are we gonna win it all kind of feeling. Like it, like I felt like we were in control. Knox, I know you were watching a lot of this series at the same time as I was. What were kind of your impressions from the match?
So the first map was Vertigo, and it just we started off strong. I think it was literally like an 8-4 start or something like that, or maybe it was 7-5. I can't quite remember. It was somewhere in that range, and I felt very confident going on to the T side, and I don't know the depths and details of each of the CS maps, but I understand that there's T-sided maps and there's sometimes CT-sided maps that are just more innately favored for that side. And I'm going to go ahead and assume that Vertigo is a CT-sided map because when we got into the T side, we really, really struggled to close it out from there.
Yeah.
But past that point, though, I felt like we got onto Mirage, and there was a couple instances. Oh, actually, I'm thinking of Anubis. I'm getting ahead of myself. I thought Mirage was pretty just solid as far as I'm really, really aware. Again, I don't have a lot of in-depth knowledge of CS. I think the main thing I remember was on Anubis. I got really, really panicky for a second because I think it was like B hallway where it was just like we kept going for these just literal 5v5s. Like it was just everyone on one side of the map and there was this corridor. And I think there was like 3 rounds in a row. I mean, not in a row, but like 3 rounds in total where we just went for the 5v5 and we just lost it horrendously. I was like, oh my god, we're going to lose it going for this strat. Please, please stop. And then it ended up being fine. We ended up diversifying our strats and going A at certain points. And we ended up closing it out from there. And I thought, okay, cool. You won in the round of 16. You're in the top 12. You're a top 12 CS team at this tournament, which this is a pretty big tournament, right? Like as far as I'm aware. Maybe correct me if I'm wrong, Sandy.
Yeah, I mean it's not like one of the. I don't think it's one of the biggest.
It's not a major, right?
Well, I don't know if it's a major or not, but it is a bigger tournament. It's. I don't think it's going to be like an IEM, or things like that, but it's definitely an important tournament. I'll say that.
Yeah. Long story short,
IEM Dallas, in a few weeks is going to be pretty huge.
Right. So either way, I was just very proud of how they did going into BetBoom, and even like I don't know, tell me if I'm getting ahead of myself, but going even to Team Liquid, I thought we performed pretty dang well too. I think honestly that series should have been ours if we just on Ancient, which was the third map, we just started horrendously. Like I think it was 8-1 was the map scoreline.
Yeah. And
we turned it around and we just started like there was a couple of clutches. I know Dexter had one. Trying to think of who else. I want to say it was Vexite. Vexite also had Vexite had like another clutch that was really, really important. And from there, we just kind of started snowballing. And I know, and I only know this because the commentators were talking about it, but Team Liquid was managing their economy terribly. They kept doing small, but not like eco buys. They were doing like small buys with like a little extra oomph to it just to see if they could get away with it. And Fly kept rolling them over and over and over again. And finally, Team Liquid just got their stuff together and just saved. They took an actual eco round, lost that round, and then the next round they full bot. They had full AKs, they had an op, and they closed it out from there. But I really think that if FlyQuest had not I don't remember if they were T side or CT side when they had that score line in the front half. But if they had just a normal score line, I'm not even joking. Like if they'd even taken 2 more rounds, this series was FlyQuest, and they end up playing Astralis next.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, Astralis looked incredible against Team Liquid because I did watch that match too. I don't think we actually end up winning that, but hey, you would have still made quarterfinals at ESL Pro League Season 19.
Yeah.
That would have been sick and awesome. And that's also points, if I remember right. Is that points? Yeah, you get Blast Premier points if you ended up finishing 8th or higher, which would have been huge.
Right.
So,
yeah, and I mean, Team Liquid is no slouch of a team themselves. I mean, looking at them, they're ranked, 11th in the world. They were prior to, I think they went up actually. I'm trying to see where they were at prior to. Yeah, they were 15th, right? So they went up from 15th to 11th after ESL Pro Season 19, excuse me. So, this is a top team. This is a team that, we're right alongside with as peers. And, it wound up being a really close series. The 2 maps we lost were at 13-10. And then we beat them in an overtime, 16-14. Really, the MVP, I would say, for me, for this, at least, so on the CT side, Dexter was really popping off. So just like across all 3 maps, his KD was, he was plus 18, 44 kills, 26 deaths on CT side. Kind of the opposite, funnily enough, on the T side, 17 and 34. But, INS is a player who like really impressed me both in the Bet Boom match and in the Liquid match. I thought he played fairly decently in Liquid, but I thought he played really, really well on it against Bet Boom. Liaz also played well, I thought. And folks have like some good matchups or some good matches, and others not so much. But Liaz did well. Alistair feels like a pretty solid stabilizing presence for this team. And I was impressed. I mean, this was really my first time watching this team. Really like live and like getting like a feel for this team. And a couple of guys stood out. Like Liaz really stood out for me against Bet Boom. Dexter stood out for me against Liquid. I think there's like it's really exciting to like have a team with so much potential, in it. And I think like it's really great to see that like this investment in an APAC team is paying off so quickly and with such great dividends. Curly, do you have any thoughts about kind of the results of the past week from FlyQuest Counter-Strike?
I mean, definitely looking at the score lines and everything, Nox definitely has a point where like that last map could have been a win because normally like FlyQuest doesn't actually let as many rounds go because it was 9-3 at the end of the first half for that.
Okay, that's what it was.
So,
I knew it was not good.
But they had only given them, like, they started out 7-5 both times before that. And something I'm also noticing on this is I think that FlyQuest is just really good at defense because our defense score lines are always better than our attack score lines, or CT rather than T. So, yeah. I guess maybe if we want to just be a bit more dominant to compete with the upper echelon of CS2 teams, we got to work on that attack a little bit. But like still top 14, especially it's like crazy because I went from knowing nothing about what happens in the CS world to suddenly our team is number 14. Like, woohoo! What a great way to enter the scene, I guess.
Right. Right. I mean, just like I was looking at it earlier and now I gotta find it again, but like some rapid movement, like January 1st, this team was ranked 46th, basically. Yeah. And then it's just been like a steady rise since then. Up, 43. We're hovering in the 40s for a while. And then, 41. And then boom, shoot up within like a, 2-3 week span up to like top 25. We're hovering at 25, and then we make it out of groups, and then we beat Bet Boom, and like all of a sudden top 15 team in the world. Like that's crazy. And just like looking at how these HLTV rankings work, they're ultimately what they're doing is they're looking at like it's partly like it's like a pyramid of your most recent event counts, like has the highest percentage of like, scaling value to your rank, and like your 7 events ago doesn't matter as much anymore, right? So it's really taking into account recent performance. So if you had like a bad which is interesting because like if you had a bad tournament, like you go like it's like a 24 team tournament and you drop like early, so you're like bottom 4, like that's gonna stay on your ranking record for like a hot minute. Like you got to go play like 6, 7, 8, 9 events before that.
You just start playing like a whole bunch of online minor tournaments. Like, hey, don't look at that. Just get it off the chart. Don't look. Scroll up.
Yeah. Ignore that part. You know, it doesn't really matter. Yeah, ranking details. Like right now, yeah, like they went 21st to 28th in ESL Pro League Season 18. That is still like the relevance amount. That's still like 15%. You know? Like it could still take like a hot second, you know, for that to, you know, come off their record. And I like legitimately that comes off their ranking and maybe they go up a little bit more, you know, because like they don't have that weighing them down so much. So I'll be interested to see where things go from here. IEM Dallas is up next. That'll be really great to see. That is on. I'm getting those dates.
It should be starting the. Shoot! I literally had it a second ago myself.
Yeah, I did too.
Where did it go? No,
May 27th.
I literally had it.
May 27th.
Yes, May
2
27th.
weeks. It starts in 2 weeks.
And they've not drawn groups yet, so we don't know. But like, here's, you know, a lot of the teams that were just at this tournament are going to be at this one too.
Well, and then if you want to watch some CS in the meantime, in 2 days they have a quick 2 matches back in their Challenger League in Oceania, against Vantage, which we are over 100 places above in ranking. So I really think it should be an easy one.
I think we'll be okay. On that one, frankly. Yeah, I'm not.
I may or may not try and check out the boys live since it's in Dallas. We'll see. I'm not sure what I have going on at that time.
That would be.
I have no idea. Like I said, I know the basics of CS, but
all you have to know is like gun goes boom. And you
know, gun go pew pew.
Gun go.
You
pew,
click
pew.
heads.
Click heads.
Click
head.
Click heads is all you win.
Turn off. Bomb.
There's a very funny clip in my one friend's Discord of me getting mad at someone else explaining why I can't play CS:GO, and them just being like, "You just click heads."
Yeah.
So
I mean, it's
just
that simple. Right?
That's all it is. Yeah, it really is. You know.
Yeah. All right. So that is Fly Counter-Strike. Right now, IEM Dallas.
In Australia.
Huh?
For Australia.
For Australia. But now
you got to talk about Red.
Yeah, no. That was coming up next. Don't worry.
I was trying to segue.
Never fear. Fly Red also got a lot of stuff going on. They have, at the end of May, ESL Impact League Season 5 Finals. One of 2 teams to qualify from North America. So they've got that coming up versus some good teams. Navi Javelins will be there. They are a good team. A few different other teams from Europe. Female teams are just cracked at CS, so we'll see how that goes. Unfortunately, though, there have been some major struggles for Fly Red in ESEA Season 49 Advanced, and we got to talk about it. So, going into, they have a match tonight at 9:00. Eastern time versus
16 minutes.
And no, I think it's pronounced like Boobabadu, but it looks a lot like Baba Booey, as we were saying before the show.
Baba Booey.
And Baba Booey. And we spent probably about like 45 seconds
just Baba Booing at each other.
Saying Baba Booey.
Baba Booey.
Baba Booey.
I'm now seeing in the chat, we're being told that it got rescheduled since BBon got hacked on Steam, which that mega sucks. I'm so sorry to hear that. So there will not be There will not be a match. I'm trying to pull up her Twitter right now to see what the dealio is. Yeah, that really...
That blows.
Yeah.
That really, really blows.
Yeah, that really does blow. Well, that sucks. I was really looking forward to some good... Oh, yeah, here's her Twitter. My Steam has been hacked. My Steam account is locked. Won't be able to play any officials until this is resolved. Ooh, boy. Yikes.
Damn.
Things are not...
Valve, please.
Valve?
Or is there like, you know how there's like Riot, please, but it's like Rito, please? Like, is there a Valve, please, but like a different like a Valve, please?
Gaben, please.
Oh, Gaben, please. Yeah, Gaben, please. Gaben, please.
Yeah. Man. Yeah, this is definitely tough scene. So, okay. No matchup tonight. Unfortunately, that might be for the best, because they've really been struggling. They lost 7 matches in a row. 6 matches in a row before finally getting one. And I went back and I watched their match that they did win this past week against Artemis, and then the match that they lost against Denny's. What's up? What's up, Denny's? Circle Pit. I don't know if anyone's gonna get that joke. Artemis. Here's the main issue that I noticed watching these matchups. Consistency was a huge issue, and Artemis goes up 4-0 to start things off. We battle back and we take it all the way to 12-6, literally on map point. Artemis then goes 6 rounds in a row and takes us to an overtime. And it winds up being I believe it was like a 16-14 overtime win. For FlyQuest Red. It's just like, and it's not like FlyQuest Red got their eco was destroyed. Like, they had multiple rounds that they could have and should have won to take it before heading to overtime. I think there's clearly some struggles going on. And then, I watched the Denny's game. Some just not coordinated. Really not together. They had, I think this is the thing that really illustrates the biggest problems. There was a round where, if they won it, it would put them in a decent position to stay alive. They literally had a 5-on-3. They needed to take the site. They had 35 seconds left. So, a decent amount of time. 5-on-3, and they get wiped, and Denny's only loses 1. So, Denny's, keeps 2 alive at the end of the round. And it's just a mess. It's uncoordinated. You can go watch it for yourself. It doesn't look good. And, I don't know what's going on, with this team right now. And, we just watched them in Season 48 of ESEA. Not, absolutely dominating every team, but certainly playing a lot better than this.
And they earned their spot in that Season 48.
And 100%. They didn't, fluke their way into the advanced division, right? And I think they're actually in very real danger, if not basically assured, of going back down to the lower division. I'm trying to see what the rules are, but I'd have to go back through. But as I recall, you have to have 3 wins or something like that to stay alive. And whenever they wind up playing their final 2 matches, they're gonna have to win both. Just to stay up here. So, they're playing a team playing this Badu team, who's 3-6, and then they're scheduled to play a team called Dexterity. And the problem with that is that team is 5-3. So I'm concerned about how they're going to do, and if they're going to make it to if they're going to make it and stay alive out of relegations. I think it's a real concern.
It's
go ahead, Curly.
It's kind of though the dance that happens in sports and esports that have promotion and relegation is like a lot of teams that get promoted subsequently get relegated the following season, because it's just, you kind of got to do it a couple times to figure out what you need to do to stay up in that in that echelon, so you really earn your spot in the next league. It's just the soft tragedy of that kind of thing. So it's like, it's not something I would take too seriously. Like, yes, would I like to see this team performing better because we know they have performed better? Of course, absolutely. But it's like, number one, for me, because of how many seasons CS has, it's not like we're out of it for the next entire year or like 2 years, or it's just like we're dropping down. Hypothetically speaking, we should be able to promote back up in the event it happens. Granted, jumping the gun here, we've still got 2 matches left to play, but it's like it's kind of, not to say it's a wash, but if you just get promoted, it's fine for me personally if you're not at the top of things.
Yeah, maybe you just need a season back down in the lower division to kind of regroup, figure things out, and come back stronger for a new season, and maybe figure out what's going on. I will not pretend to know anything about what the actual issues are. Not being a Counter-Strike analyst myself. All I can tell you is that things look pretty uncoordinated right now. And I'd be willing to bet that there is some confidence is kind of blown at this point. You're 1-7 on the season. Surely that's got to be difficult. Knox, any thoughts on kind of the way forward for this team?
I would say in general, it's just kind of what are your goals right now, right? Because you were saying earlier that it's probably pretty hard for them to maintain their spot in season 49 as it is. So I kind of agree with what you were saying earlier. Just maybe it's time to go back to the league below, regroup a little bit, figure out what needs to gel, what needs to work, and then you go at it again. It's just all that it really is. I don't think sitting here and brooding about the fact that you're going to get demoted, because do we actually know what the exact chances of them staying in this particular league is?
Let me go start looking up Faceit and looking up those rules while you monologue a little bit.
So I'll try and buy time for you, Sandy. But long story short is I don't think it's a huge issue if they get demoted and they take the time to get the squad figured out, whether that be maybe replacing someone or just getting a new coach in there, or just having time to sit down and chat, whatever works, right? I'm not in the team. I don't know what exactly is working, what's not working. And I think you realign, you state what your new goals are supposed to be, and then I think you just have another go at it, right? At the end of the day, you made it to this league, and the advanced league, I should say, and you should be proud of that. And hopefully, even if you get demoted here, you figure out what the issue was while in this league, and you make your way back and you continue further. Honestly, I almost want to that's kind of the cool thing about this style of promotion and relegation is it's almost like solo queue a little bit. You'll make it to bronze, Curly especially will be able to attest to this. You'll make it to bronze 2, you're feeling good, you make your way in a little bit, and then I don't know if it's hard opponents or just bad teammates or what, but you start getting bonked back down again. You're bronze 3, bronze 4, and it's just like, okay, what went wrong? I got to regather myself. I got to regroup, and then you just start climbing again. And you're back at bronze 2, right? And so eventually, hopefully, you can make your way up to silver, and in this case, the advanced league, and you're feeling yourself and you're feeling good again. So that's kind of what I'm hoping to see.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. I think I'm just looking at the thing, and at least the most recent information is less than 4 wins moved down at the end of the season. So I think it might be, moving down to main for season 49. But yeah, I mean, maybe again, I think that's an opportunity for them to figure some things out, work on some fundamentals, and work their way back up to where they want to be. That's definitely not an easy thing. That's tough, but I think they'll be looking to bounce back, come next season, and we'll see how it goes from there. So, definitely difficult, but it is what it is at this point.
It is what it is.
It is what it is.
It is what it is.
Now, the nice thing, though, is looking at our, like, the individual player stat lines for this next match is I do think we should win this one because we've got a minimum of, like, 18% advantage on their player average in every facet, like in score, kills, death, open kills, headshots, like all those main stats that this website looks at. Like, we are better by a decent margin.
Yeah.
And so whenever this match comes to fruition, like, it should at least hopefully be the second win for the team in the league. So it's like, this can be another match that'll show, hey, we can do it, and we are, somewhat like, we did get here.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're not just slouching through it.
Okay, so interestingly enough, I will note, I am on FlyQuest Red's team page on Faceit. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more scheduled games here. So it's not out of the woods yet. They have to win 3 of these 5 in order to stay up in advanced. So it's not looking great, but it's not over. It's not Jover as of yet, it seems. So, I think things might be not okay, but maybe better than we might have thought. So,
turn off your doomer caps.
Yeah.
Time to huff that hopium.
Yes, 100%. All right. Any final thoughts on this before we move quickly over to FlyQuest Valorant, which isn't not a lot to say, just a reminder of what they've got going on.
I think at least for Fly Red CS, I think I don't have anything else.
Yeah, I think we've talked through all that one.
Alrighty. In that case, just a reminder that soon, trademark soon, FlyQuest Red should be going in for Game Changers Open Qualifier number 3. That'll be next, not tomorrow, but the 21st and 22nd. So next Tuesday and Wednesday is Open Qualifier number 3, with the closed portion of it taking place the rest of the weekend. And then they should be good enough on points at this point to make it into the final 8 for the main event for Series 2. So we should be looking forward to that. That'll be June 11th through 16th. And yeah, maybe we'll probably touch on this more next week when we know a little bit more about what's going on. So we'll get to it then. All right. So we're moving on. We're just kind of rolling along real nicely tonight. Fly Fighters. Let's touch on that.
They're live right now, by the way. So maybe after this we'll rate them.
Oh yeah, we'll send them a quick raid. Definitely.
Talk about JMook, dude.
Yeah, dude, Jmook. So I went and watched. I feel like I'm doing all the talking tonight. So why don't you?
Hey,
You did a lot
is
of homework.
okay.
Yap away, my friend.
But he just went to Creed 3 in Philadelphia, and took that down. So that's really
Undefeated.
great to see. Undefeated. It came kind of close, I will admit. His grand finals, I believe he was like a couple stocks away from getting reset. But this tournament was interesting, Knox. I know there were a couple high ranked players at this tournament. Do you have those names somewhere?
Yeah, Kem, who he played in the finals. Aklo ended up taking third. I don't know if Slug is actually big or not. I know Slug because I like watching Ice Climber players.
Yeah.
And then I don't know why I know this name, but I do. But Two Saints was also here, so and finished in the top 8. So some actually pretty notable players that were at this tournament. So it was a solid win for Jmook. I think he really put on a nice, solid performance, especially against Kem in the grand finals against his Fox.
Yeah, no, 100%. Yeah, I thought it was a good tournament from him. I went back and watched a bunch of the tournament. Watched his top 8. Looked real good. Yeah, took down Aklo pretty easily. And Aklo's another top 20 player. Kem a top 25 player. So, it's not like this was like a slouch of a tournament. Like, there were some, good players here. And Kem actually, pushed him to his limits. I need to see... I don't know if either of you know off the top of your head what his upcoming matches are.
I don't, to be honest. Hold on, let me
Find
look at
find
that.
out. Please hold. Please hold.
I'm looking. I'm
looking.
searching. I've got a 404
he's
error.
got Get on My Level. That's this weekend. Get on My Level 10 in Toronto. Yeah, he's got.
Ooh, this is a big tournament too. Zane's here, Amsa's here, Hungrybox, Mango, Moki, Wizrobe, you name it. Aklo, Kadoran's here. Can't forget him. Obviously,
Yeah,
he's also FlyQuest. We'll hype him up. He hasn't been. He's been streaming a lot lately. I don't think I've really seen him.
Right now,
he's been a lot of in-houses.
There's 770 people registered for the Melee tournament right now. So
yeah, this is a big one.
Yeah, this is a big boy tournament right here. So be sure to watch Jmook this weekend. Give him some support. Show him some support online, on Twitter, all the good places. Bunch of different things. There's Guilty Gear Strive here this weekend. There's Grand Blue Fantasy as well. So I don't know off the top of my head if other Fly Fighters folks will be here for this tournament, but I would not be surprised. There's Street Fighter, Tekken, Rifles of Ether. I'm looking to see real quick if I can see anyone that stands out, but I'm not. No one's immediately popping up here. Yeah, so big tournament this weekend. So be sure to tune in to Get on My Level X. Trying to find the Twitch link for you all. Not sure what they're going to be using.
I don't see any Twitch links associated yet, at least on Liquipedia.
Yeah, I guess we'll see it eventually for sure.
We'll try and tweet it out.
Yeah, we'll tweet it out, definitely. Yeah, it's not on their it's not on their homepage just yet. All right, well, Get on My Level X this weekend. So a bit of a warm-up tournament for him, right? So great to see him taking first place at Creed 3. It was funny, Kem is from that area. It's Creed. It's all Rocky references. So, Kem gets knocked out by J-Mook in winners semis, and then Kem went on like this huge losers bracket run, very much like the local Rocky training in his hometown to take on the big bad J-Mook, but then J-Mook just cuts him above the eye, calls it a day, and beats him. But close set, really good set. I encourage everyone to go back and watch that. You can find that on, I think it was Brotherly Love PHI, was the Twitch channel that they had. 9 hours of pools and top 8 and all kinds of stuff. They did everything in like 1 10-hour stream. It was crazy.
The good news is it should just be at the very end for you to watch.
Yes. Yeah, you can just skip all the way to the end and watch all of the J-Mook tournament. All right. I think that's kind of about it. Do you guys have anything else we need to touch on?
I mean, did you want to hit on TL beating Fnatic, or just kind of like, hey, good job, NA, proud of you?
Hey, yeah, good job, TL, I guess. Hate you, but okay, whatever.
I mean, like, it is... All right, look, I have to admit, it's historical. It is the first time an NA team has beaten Fnatic since...
Ever.
2011? Ever, period? On God.
Ever,
yeah.
Ever. It's
So-
never happened.
Stand on business,
So, good job, Team Liquid. And
I don't know.
Yeah.
For me personally, it's just the fact that it's NA, and it doesn't matter who team, whether I like him or not. If you are a North American team and you're taking best of 5 wins on the international stage against a non-other North American team, aka like last MSI, I'm going to rep you. I'm going to be proud of you. I'm going to shout you out. Good job, TL. Now, when you get your ass kicked by T1 later, either tonight or tomorrow night, it is what it is. But
think
at least for the time being,
that's
I'm proud
tonight,
of you.
5 a.m.
Hey, all I'm
EST,
saying-
So
All I'm saying is, like, right? Did anyone else see that EU versus NA statistic or whatever? Where, like, lately we've been doing better against NA, or like winning, or no, better against EU? Because I mean, there's the fact that NRG beat G2 last at Worlds, and we just we just beat Fnatic with Team Liquid. So who knows? Who knows? NA definitely better than the EU. Caw motherfuckers.
all right, tell me honestly. Let's say like FlyQuest bounces back after getting smashed by T1
Yep.
and takes down PSG, right? Like,
Yes.
clean mental. It's a clean 2-0. They look fine. No big deal.
Yeah.
So, presumably, then they go play BLG. I would assume they lose to BLG, right?
Fair
Probably.
assumption.
So then, theoretically, everything else in the tournament holds. FlyQuest goes up against G2.
Oh, I would love that.
Like, what's the honest take on how that matchup would have gone? Assuming better mental, got our shit a little bit more together, not falling apart.
I think
Well,
G2
the
still wins
honest,
it.
G2 still wins.
honest take is sadly G2 still wins. I actually saw a crazy statistic that, because it's not just G2. Ever since Caps has been on G2, they have like a crazy international like win rate. It's like ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like it is above a majority of Western teams. And it is, and the like only everlasting thing on this is Caps. So really, Caps against the world is just crazy. And so the honest answer is no, we don't win against G2. The hype answer though is, I mean, they lost to NRG.
I mean, that is true. You're not incorrect about this. That's very true. All right. Well, you know what? We'll never know because it didn't happen. Which is
What do you mean? We're gonna find out when it happens at Worlds instead.
Yes, very true. We'll find out.
We
when it
just
happens.
put a delay on it.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think that's about all we got. Shorter show tonight, but just not a ton to talk about. Be sure to root on the various teams. I think it's going to be a bit of a quiet couple weeks in terms of any competitiveness, except for J-Muck and Kadoran at Get On My Level 10. Big tournament. Be sure to be watching. I know I will be. And if you want to know how we feel about FlyQuest performance in various tournaments, you can follow us on Twitter for all of our reactions and thoughts. You can catch the show at Flight Check Crew, myself at SantosDB, Nox at NoxWar with 2 R's, and Curly at Curly_QQ_. Do make sure to hop into our Discord as well. All kinds of esports discussion and otherwise taking place in there. And if you missed any part of this episode, the VOD will be up on YouTube tonight or tomorrow morning. If you're watching that and want to catch the show live, we do broadcast the episode usually every Monday night, usually at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, right here at twitch.tv/FlightCheckCrew. Curly, any final shout-outs or plugs before we wrap up?
I'm going to be shouting out Parker for being the thing that got me off my ass to start streaming again, and therefore plugging myself, because just about every weekend now you can probably expect to see me on my Twitch doing some solo queue grinding in hopes of obtaining a signed FlyQuest jersey. And on that, I would also then like to shout out anyone who made my first stream back in a while. It was very, very fun to just kind of yap and play League of Legends. I forgot how hard that was, and I really went crazy at the end. But like, hey, it was fun. And then particularly to Road Roller, who hit me with a very surprise bundle of gifted subs during the stream. So
that is very nice.
Thanks to all of you guys for that. And then also shout out to like League matchmaking right now, because you have been cooking with my supports, and whatever I got to do to keep getting these, I will do it.
Nice.
Let me know. Like I'll go get a lamb, go whatever you need, dude. Like just DM me, guys. All right.
Love it. Very sick. Nox, how about you?
I'm gonna give. Brain just like short circuited, man. Holy heck. You know what? I'm just gonna remind people. Pick'ems are still going on in the FlyQuest Discord. I actually will be locking the forum tonight before I go to bed. So make sure you get your picks in. I'm currently sitting at second place right now. This is the best that I've done in pick'ems in a hot minute.
Pretty nice.
So I'm actually trying to fight for a free jersey myself right now. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
This is the last week of MSI. So if you're playing in pick'ems and you're listening to this, keep an eye out for them, because basically we're getting the part of the tournament where I'm having to drop like a new form like at least every other day, and sometimes towards the end like every day, because I mean that's just how this tournament format works.
Right.
Other than that, I am working currently with the fantastic New Migos Rars, because I love saying her full name on stream, to get an interview hopefully for us sometime in the next few weeks, but that's not been confirmed yet. And I'm trying to hit Emerald. It's gonna happen. I'm gonna hit Emerald and TFT. That's it.
I believe in you.
I'm putting the vibes out there.
Nox is going to get Emerald in TFT, Curly's going to get Gold in League of Legends, and I'm going to play at least one game of Ranked this week. That's my goal.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, we'll see if it happens. I will get my placements done for this season. You know, we'll see how that goes. All right. My shout out is going to be, oh man, shout out these guys for I pinged them earlier last week and was like, hey, there's no league to talk about, so watch these things and we'll talk about it on Monday night. And here we are, and we talked about Counter-Strike and Melee and Valorant, and we had a good time. And it was almost a completely League of Legends free podcast, which is crazy.
I ruined that one. My bad.
No. I was literally the first one to go, hey, so what about Licorice and Sven going to Dignitas, guys? So, I ruined it straight from the get-go. But it's all good. It happens. Happens to the best of us. All right. Well, with that, we'll be back soon to discuss any FlyQuest news of any importance. So for now, I'll just say stay safe out there. Bite your teeth. Don't forget to hit the head on the nail, and we'll see you all very, very soon. Adios, everybody.
Have a good one, guys.
Peace, y'all.